welcome everybody on Blessing Time, JBON, and I'm so excited because today is a great day. And I love to come live and talk about great, amazing things. We're going to welcome to the show our amazing guest, our next up and coming Ignite best-selling author. Hey, everybody, let's show. Where are we? Let's bring in Miss Kathy Strauss, a new author here at Ignite because we're launching her new book. Hey, girlfriend, how are you?
I am great. Oh my God, it's about time.
Yeah,
this has been quite the birthing process.
Well, I want to introduce to you Kathy Strauss, incredible creationeer, who is launching her brand new book today, Kaleidoscope, Redesigning Your Life. Now, you can see this is a beautiful, big 8.5 by 11 book, 420 pages of absolute incredibleness, talking about how to redesign your life through creativity. Kathy, tell us what inspired this book.
I've been in creativity all my life. I mean, it was like the art and music and writing and journaling and doodling and all of that stuff. And I never really thought about writing anything. And actually, I'll thank my English teacher in high school who really believed in me and said, you really got all of this stuff. And I said, all right. But what ended up happening is as things progressed in my life, difficulties here, difficulties there, I always found myself doodling, journaling. And then first marriage was, we'll leave it at the reaction like that. And I found myself journaling a lot and then also diving into art projects. And then it kept me sane through until the marriage. I ended the marriage after 14 years and I had my daughter, and that actually, the creativity helped support my daughter through all of her dance stuff. But fast forward to my late husband, GC, got sick in 2010, and we were both artists, but it was his illness that actually sparked my real journaling and diving into the creativity. With that time, we had a business, and I still do with on my photography. And what actually kept me sane throughout the entire time of caring for him, and it was about 10 years, was creativity. And, as I'm driving down to the hospital, to the emergency room, like this, at a fast pace, friend calls and she's going, with everything that you're going through and putting out all of these stories, one of these days you really need to write a book.
Wow.
Okay.
And of course, when someone says it bursts a seed, it plants a seed. And so you use creativity through difficult times in your life, when stress or situations or complications, or even just the ups and downs of the things we go through. You leaned on creativity, being creative, using that right side of the brain. And this book is really, folks, I want to share with you a tribute to a gorgeous and wonderful homage to and activation of the right side of the brain. Talk a little bit about that, Kathy.
So what ended up happening is how I really dove into the process of creativity and how it heals. Actually, I refer to it as your superpower. Was during that first 4-month period when GC got sick, and I'm stressed out of the max, and he is laying in bed and after recuperating from one of the procedures, and it was about 2:00 in the morning, and I just couldn't sleep, and I went on the computer, and literally I found that it was like, are you looking for your artist within? And like that light bulb moment went, I went, oh, that's cool. Click.
That ignite moment.
That ignite moment, exactly. And I literally went click, and took me to Whitney Freya's page, and I literally looked and I said, this is interesting. I read her website every single blog post, every single thing on that page. And at the very end, and it said, would you be interested in becoming a creative frequency coach? And at the time, it was called Creatively Fit, a creative frequency coach. And I went, that's interesting. I'm starting to teach at the World Bank, which is where I was working at the time, and teaching, giving presentations, how to do presentations creatively.
Well, the reason and why I want to interrupt you is the reason you bring up Whitney is because Whitney wrote the foreword for the book, and that's really a beautiful. Whitney is a creative fitness coach, wrote the foreword for the book, and no coincidence, I helped Whitney publish her book that she wrote on her art projects, which inspired Kathy. So this is a beautiful example of frequency, and people attract like people, and they come together. So this book, amazing, Kaleidoscope. Kathy, tell us why the word kaleidoscope.
So when I was experiencing all of the ups and downs and stuff, for some reason, the kaleidoscope would always, ta-da, kaleidoscope. There we go. He's my little toy one. Would always come up, and I've always been fascinated by the patterns, and it was all of these beautiful little pieces. So if you look through it and you see beads and broken glass and whatever else in it, and then anytime you turn it, it would create a new pattern. And as I was diving more and more into the creative frequency coaching and applying it to what I was doing in my life and teaching some of the workshops that were based on those principles, I was like, life is really like a kaleidoscope. Every time you turn it, it becomes a new pattern. And it was like, oh, light bulb moment. And then what even
Night moment.
another one. Yeah, I mean that my life is filled with all of these things. And then what was really fun, I was like, kaleidoscope. And then the artwork here. So this is actually one of my mandala pieces, that I created using one of my photos. And it was this whole process. And the title of the actual digital piece, is called Jewels. But I was like, this looks like the inside of a kaleidoscope.
And
And
it's good because our lives are often fragmented. Our lives are often sometimes in bits and pieces, and sometimes it's not always exactly what we expect. And the kaleidoscope, you're right, it really can take the bits and pieces and turn them into something beautiful. And I think it's a fantastic metaphor for your book of how our bits and pieces and fragments of life can come together to create something phenomenal. So chapter by chapter, you went through the book and you started and used the design principles and the color wheel to create. And folks, you can see inside the book. It's absolutely stunning. We'll widen this view a little bit if we can, please, producer, to show that there is beautiful color wheels, beautiful representations. The blue, the red, the yellow, the orange, all the colors are represented here in the book. And then Kathy's gone to the next step to do creative exercises. So here you can see step by step, almost like a recipe book, but recipe for creativity. Kathy has shown unique ways for you to do art and walk you through it. So yeah, Kathy, show us. Go ahead. So here it is, the step-by-step in the book.
This one is actually one of the exercises. And just simple wooden frame and screws and paint, put it together with a little bit of chicken wire. And this one it's a scrap paper. And just the process of making these and taking the like simple scrap paper. But what I ended up doing is that I realized, as I was creating this, I realized that, wait a minute, this could also act as a positive vision board. Where with affirmations, you could do this for the entire year, 365 days of positivity. So I've seen this. I think a lot of people have seen this online, or these little videos, or, at the beginning of the year, make sure that you have an empty jar and you've got scrap pieces of paper, and write everything positive that happened to you at the end of the day. So what you would have by the end of the year,
Mhm.
365 days, you would have a jar full of positivity. And with that jar full of positivity, not only do you have the energy of positivity, you also have the energy of gratitude. And I am
Absolutely.
a huge proponent of using gratitude in every aspect of my life. I mean, from really one of my routines is I wake up in the morning, my feet hit the ground, thank you. And that's how I start my day. But back to the art project, what I ended up doing is I said, wait a minute, we can do this. And I
Mhm.
can sit, and it just becomes this absolutely beautiful exercise in unity, which all of the same colors
Yep.
and, or similar colors, similar shapes, which is the principle of unity, where you've got a lot of the sameness, but you can put this up, hang this up, and at the end of the day, going, I'm going to write down what
Yeah,
positive stuff happened today.
exactly.
And then all of a sudden, you've got this really cool piece of art at the end of the year that is yours. So,
Yeah. And that's what this is all about. This is about helping you, the reader, talking about you, the reader, sharing with you, the reader, this amazing book. So we're going to put up the ticker tape on the bottom to tell you how to get this today. Kathy's book is launching on Amazon. We're so excited. And here's what's really cool. This book is chock full of ideas, suggestions, and even places for you to work inside the book. There's the gorgeous cover, and you can see that it is absolutely stunning. It's a big book. It's a large book. And what we want you to do is go to Amazon and download it today for free. It's incredible. It's listed at quite a hefty price on Amazon, and Kathy is giving it to you today for free. Thanks for showing us the cover. What we want you to do is know that this book could be yours in digital format, which is kind of great because you can see it now, all of the information in the book, and see the value that's been packed into this book so you can buy your own copy. You want a copy of this book because there is pages in it to do doodles and artwork. There's pages in it to write notes. There's pages in it to do self-reflection. Kathy's made sure that you have all kinds of information and areas in the book. Kathy, why is it so important for people to fill things out and write them down with a pen and paper on the page?
what it does is that it actually, that simple act of journaling is it gets that chatter in your brain out onto paper so you can focus, because I'm sure many of you have woken up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I have a friend who used to post on Facebook, and she's going, 3 a.m. coffee club, who's here, and then people would just start to talk. But when I was in the caring for GC, there were a lot of things that were going on, and I just needed a process. And the first time we were in the hospital, and he was very private, and he was like, "Don't tell anybody." And I went, "Sorry, I need to talk." And that's exactly what happened. Is that I put it out on Facebook. Facebook became my personal journal, and it was like, "Help. I need this help. This is what's going on with him." Or it would have been a conversation going, doctor, nurse, me. And what ended up happening is that chatter in my brain now was not there. And I was able to keep it in on paper. I was able to recant it because there were other things that had gone on that needed the accountability. So it allowed me to remember everything, because if you're under a lot of stress and you keep everything up here, it'll make you sick. And I mean, it'll make you really sick. And I, basically stayed healthy throughout all of this stuff. I mean, obviously colds and this and that over the years, but it it literally, it gave me that record of accountability for myself, accountability for the doctors, and accountability for my friends to be able to. And it was all of a sudden, it just became this cheering section of going, "You guys have got this. You got this, Kathy. You've got anything I can do to help. we're here.
That's
And
And let's talk about that because the book is designed to be a healing tool. There's beautiful color pages. And this is what I want to say amazing about the publishing of this book, the creation of this book, is we spared no expense to make sure that you were tantalized, inspired, awakened, transformed. You really get to walk through all kinds of amazing different experiences, page after page after page of the book. Beautiful color examples of all the different design principles and how you can use them to redesign your life. Go to Amazon right now, click on the button. Now, Amazon can be a little bit tricky. We're going to show you a screenshot of an Amazon page. When you go to Amazon, you want to click on the button in orange. Over on the far right side, you'll see buy now with one click, and that gets you a free copy. Now, Amazon's tricky. They want you to sign up for Kindle. They want you to sign up for their program. You don't want to do that. You want to click that orange button, and you will see regularly priced at $38 US, $55 Canadian. Today and for the rest of the weekend, the book is free. So what we want you to do is click on that orange button and download. Now, you'll need to log into your Amazon account, or automatically you'll get signed in depending on where you live. And that's the beautiful thing. No matter where you are in the world, Amazon, using the link below, or just go to Amazon and search Kaleidoscope, Redesigning Your Life, or click and search Kathy Strauss, author galore, and you will find this book. Then it'll take you to the Amazon that is closest to you, where you can ship and have it sent to you if you decide to buy a copy. And I encourage you to get a copy. I absolutely encourage you to get a copy. This book is reasonably priced in a wonderful way, because it is so thick. It is so well made. It is so beautiful. It is so well designed. You want to have this on your bookshelf. You want to be able to pick this up off your bookshelf whenever it is you're needed. Kathy, how do you envision or foresee people using the book? Taking it chapter by chapter, using it project by project, or just picking up when they need a little boost?
the latter. We're picking up, when you need a little boost. But the process actually is, when writing this and working with you and your team, what we ended up doing is that we intertwined the design principles with the primary and secondary colors, because everything had a meaning, along with a journal, and then added the creative exercises at the end of that type of section. Those creative exercises actually built on the learning of what was contrast. What is contrast? What does it mean? There are stories. I have personal stories, and this is actually also a bit of an autobiography for me, because it kind of gives you a little bit of my history of where I came from, what happened, where I'm going right now. And basically it's art lessons, and let's take this little art lessons and apply it to your life, because believe it or not, and this is actually my personal feeling and thought patterns, is that you are the artist of your life. Whatever you do, you are creating your own reality. And actually, what I found out about a year ago, one of my favorite books is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And his son actually wrote another one, My Friend the Rattlesnake. And in that, they actually have in there the Toltec Indians' teachings are their basic premise in life is you are the artist of your own life. I realized, wait a minute, I'm teaching something, same thing. There's
Beautiful.
something to this. There really
Beautiful.
is.
You have some of the art projects beside you. Can you show us some of the things you think
Dude.
people
So
can learn?
I'll tell you what. If you can hold up the book with the exercise itself, I'll show the actual exercise. So this is the tin foil guy, and it is just pieces of tin foil. And there are reflections that go along with this. I give you all of the instructions, from opening it up, folding it, and in this talks about emotions and a little fun. We can get him to stand.
Mm-hmm.
We can get him to run.
Okay, great. Show us the next one.
Okay.
Here it is. I have this one.
The next one. Yes. Paper scrap circle. how fun is this? So if you wanted to get really creative, I just did it for the book on a plain canvas. You can paint the canvas with a color and then do spirals and different patterns and everything. And all this is just scrap paper, scrap colorful paper, and Elmer's glue. White glue, white craft glue. It depends on what part of the world that you are. And
Mhm.
I grew up with Elmer's glue, so that was that one. Um,
I have this one.
oh, that's my favorite. And that is actually, I need to get close so you can really see. I've got it, there's a little bit of a reflection on there.
Mhm.
This is actually the principle of repetition. And, things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again. So, what happens is that you develop and create patterns in your life that are good or bad, depends on what they are. But if you want to start to heal, what do you have to do? You have to create new habits. And this one, that's kind of what the principle is. This is the felt circles and with buttons, and it's fun. And I just put it in a little shadow box frame.
I
And
love
again,
it.
felt, buttons, cardboard, and glue.
Let's talk about the star.
The star. Please excuse me. I have to go beyond on.
Well, so as you can see, these are fun things that you can do at home by yourself, with your partner, with your friends, with your kids. These are things that you can do when you want to have a little pick me up, when you want to be activating that creative mind. Sometimes we just sit down and be like, I want to be creative today, but I don't know what to do. It's all here in Kathy's book. Beautiful, Kathy. That looks so complicated, but it's
So
not.
it really isn't. It's two pieces of 12 by 12 or 12-inch by 12-inch paper. So it has to be square, and they're just folded. So it's origami. And then string and a hot glue gun in order to hold it together. And this one I call it, this is finding your North Star. So I'll give you this.
Mm.
And when you are finding your North Star, you want to find the direction or look for the direction that you want to go into. So if you go back to, the three wise men, what did they do to work their way through the desert? They looked to the North Star. So they always knew that particular direction. But I take this a little step further when, again, like I did with the paper, the scraps and the chicken wire frame piece, I
Mhm.
also put affirmations in here. So this also becomes a type of a vision board, but it works more energetically on you, with it. So be all of the writings, that the positive affirmations, that things that you want to happen are all inside this. So then it looks, and it hangs off in the distance, or hangs in your room,
Mhm.
your office.
And then at the
So
end of the book, it says, at the end of the book, you have closing reflections for all
yeah,
of the different
exactly.
projects. This one
Everyone.
says, this is more than an art piece, it's a sacred declaration. Your North Star may shift over time, but for now, let it guide you gently and clearly. This is
Exactly.
your time to focus on what truly matters. Not everything deserves your attention, but this does. And
Yeah.
so you can see that Kathy has poured so many different layers into this book: art, elements, design principles, along with healing, recovery, inspiration, overcoming, and having that desire to activate what's new, what's birthing in you, what's future for you, what's coming up in you, and having that interior reflection with journaling and self reflection and asking questions. It's jam packed full of so much. We want you to get your copy today for free. We want you to download a digital version of it. And then we want you to buy it for yourself. Christmas is around the corner. This
Mhm.
is a great, beautiful, beautiful, amazing project book, and to give to anyone in your life that's an artist. And at the same time, it's an absolute win 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 for you. Sharing this beautiful Kaleidoscope, redesign your life. Download it free today so you can get a look at it and get examples of it and start using the principles. And then, of course, you can go and buy a copy at any time. If you get a copy, we ask you to go and leave a review, take a look at it, and share a little bit on Amazon. Kathy, you've been working on this project for a long time. It's been big on your heart, and just bless you for committing to it. Now that the day is here, I mean, we've been going at this for over a year. Today's the day you're launching. What do you want everybody to know about this feeling you have about bringing this book to the world?
It's when I did the unboxing video, when my friend, photographer friend, is here for the week and a half, and when I got the box, and he was like, "Come here," and he pulls I said, "No, I got to literally video this because this is like giving birth." It really
Mhm.
was it was a 2.5 year long birthing process. And actually, I'm going to say a little bit longer before I met you and Peter and the Ignite family and stuff. But I am when I open it now, I'm emotional. I mean,
Yeah.
this is very, very emotional. This is very much my heart that I am actually giving to the world. And when I opened up the book and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my God, I actually did it." It's and thank you, Jamie, for holding my feet to the fire. There were a couple of times that it was just like this mental roadblock, and I'm going, "Oh God, no!" And
Well,
she was like,
you just said 2.5 years, and I thought that's a long time, but then I thought 400 pages. 400 pages we put together for you and for your audience and for your member. And this is a legacy piece for you. This is a powerful for generations to come, for decades to come, for infinite in time. You have shared with the world their kaleidoscope and how they can redesign their life through the beautiful, gorgeous fragments of the way life gives you all the wonderful things using creativity, design principles, and all those things. Get your copy today. Reach out to Kathy. You can always find her through the Ignite community, through the Ignite network. She is a wealth of information, a beautiful soul. And I just want to give her another big shout out. She recently opened up a gallery
"Oh, you."
in Myrtle Beach. The gallery is called
Vision Arts Gallery, and it's not just mine.
Yes.
I have a business partner. Her name is Jillian Tomkovich, an amazingly talented artist and a very, very dear friend of mine. And I've had the gallery on my mind and on the vision board forever to do. And I actually ran a gallery when we were living up in Virginia. And it's like, "Oh, this would be really fun," but I could never get out of my own way. It's like 2.5 years with the book. I couldn't get myself out of my own way. And if it wasn't for Jillian whispering in my ear or talking to me, she called and she said, "So I got this great idea. What do you think?"
And here you are, absolutely.
Here we are. Yeah,
You are redesigning your life. You
yeah,
are doing
absolutely.
exactly what your book talks about. You
Exactly.
are published author, you're an incredible photographer. Now you're a gallery owner. You're absolutely redesigning your life. We're watching you. You're at the pinnacle. You're on the top of the mountain. You're glowing with glee. You're every color of the rainbow. You're full of sprinkles and sparkles. We absolutely love what you're doing. Congratulations. And we are so proud of you. Best-selling author with Ignite Publishing and all the things that you're doing. Folks, go out and get a copy of the book. And let's give Kathy a big round of applause and let's celebrate her. Yes! Congratulations. Kaleidoscope, redesigning your life, tapping into your inner artist for healing and inspiration by Kathy Strauss. Congratulations, my darling.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who has supported me throughout this entire process and cheered me on and said, "This is so cool," to, a friend who shared, and I said, "What do you think of this?" And it was like, "This is the most exciting thing you've ever done in your entire life."
Well, go out and celebrate today. And congratulations, your international best-selling author, book, Kaleidoscope, Redesigning Your Life. Let's go get it. And folks, go grab your copy right now. All right, big hugs and kisses. Just know that everything you do ignites humanity and uplifts the world. So be a beautiful soul and go out and enjoy those Ignite moments. Take care.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.